Yeah, things have changed a lot, and I'd say in the last probably 10, 12 years, a lot, in particular about the amount of benefits that can be extended to student athletes, which frankly is a very, very good thing. It allows, you've got some students that have really come from very little, can't afford to do things their families can't afford to come and support them.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that have been the right thing to do. It started with things called cost of attendance. So it was just like back in the day, let's say 20, 30 years ago, you used to hear kind of anecdotal things like, oh, I don't have money to take my girlfriend to the movies. I don't have money for laundry. I can't, I don't have enough to eat. They were getting fed, but it was just a matter of, but there was always these really complicated formulas about exactly what we had. So gradually it's changed. Hey, now we're allowed to give them cost of attendance on top of what they get in their scholarship. Now we're allowed to give them kind of unlimited food to what your budget allows to service your student athletes. Now you're allowed to, they have the opportunity to we call it Bulls Plus, but basically they can receive up to $6,000 a year in academic award incentives. Basically, if they hit certain benchmarks, they can get access to that. So that encourages them to do well in class.
That's nice. You provide that incentive too.
And then in the last 3 years, to your point, name, image, and likeness, it's now opened up the avenue. It's not a give me that they definitely get, but they have to do some sort of level of work or be able to warrant it through their market power to be able to gain. So now they're allowed to. When I was, before 3 years ago, they technically, a student athlete wasn't technically allowed. They couldn't have come on your show. They couldn't have been able to peddle their. Now they can sell their own jersey. They can be a sponsor. They can be a influencer. They can do things on their social media. So it's all ways that they can supplement their income that much more. And we look at it this way: we used to prepare our student athletes for life after sports for the future. Now the program we provide, whether it's financial literacy, whether it's branding, personal branding, all that stuff. Cool. Now it's like they get it for now, right? You can start your business as a student.
I love that. That was my next question.
My best example of that too. When I think back to when I was working at Wake Forest, Tim Duncan was our star player, NBA Hall of Famer. Wake Forest sold a ton of number 21 jerseys. God, yeah. Tim didn't make a dime off of that.
Yeah,
so now a star player, they make the revenue off of that, which is appropriate.
So the university itself is helping facilitate that. Like the university would almost consult a student, hey man, like you're doing really well, hit XYZ, we'll help you get your jerseys done. And so the university actually helps students essentially monetize their name.
Exactly. And the rules of the NCAA have become modernized to go along with that monetization to be able to allow us to help. There's certain restrictions we can't go on. We can't, everything I said at the beginning, those are things we can directly fund: the food, the cost of attendance, the academic awards. Those are all things that are currently permissible in our organization through the NCAA's program. But the NIL side, we can provide a lot of structure, a lot of opportunity, can provide, all these things that we kind of set them up to run their own business. And, some players are running hog wild with it. Some don't want to deal with it. I mean, there's still some work. It's a matter of, hey, I don't want to come on a podcast. I don't want to go do autographs. Most do. Most will find a way to do things. But it's the Tim Duncan example was a good one I can give you. Then it was also weird. Like 3 years ago, I had some volleyball players that unknowingly had done a post for some sunglasses they had received, right? It's from a sunglass vendor, and he was kind of like, "Hey, take these." In kind, and pump this up on your Instagram. That was at that time that was a violation. So we kind of had, girls, you can't do that. Now it's totally legal, and it should be legal. Those are all things that before it was just kind of some archaic rules.
There was always talk about that for a long, long time. I'm glad that changed. If you enjoyed this clip, click here for the full episode and make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.